Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Vlogtober day 5. It's almost 8 a.m. and still really dark outside. That's partly because it's almost fall and partly because it's another gray, overcast, rainy day. My favorite kind of days. Brings joy to my heart. And I can use all the happiness I can get right now, so I'm grateful for that. The dogs and I just came back from our morning mindfulness walk. It is like a marshy swamp outside my apartment, so the dogs are all wet, but they're happy. You can probably hear them in the background having their morning play session. They get all hyped up when their paws get wet, I don't know. So anyway, I'm about to start my morning journaling and meditation exercises, but first I want to share with you the coffee of the day. Our Door County coffee selection for today is bourbon pecan pie. The flavors of brown sugar, sweet cream butter, whole pecans, and bourbon flavoring. Ooh, that sounds really good. And as always, the Door County coffee sampler will be linked in the description box if you want to try it out for yourself. So far, my favorite flavor has definitely been the Harvest Blend, the first one that I tried, and that's like their signature fall blend. But I've liked all the other flavors too. Door County's just great coffee all around. Second favorite would have to be caramel apple so far, but I don't know. This bourbon pecan pie might change my mind. Smells really good, like pecan pie. We'll see how the flavors come through when it's brewed. Somebody left a comment and said that flavors come through better in a French press, which I have. So maybe tomorrow we'll try that instead. Okay, coffee's brewing and we'll be back shortly to see how that tastes. Because it's a dark gray morning, I'm gonna light a fresh candle in here to illuminate my journal writing. I also have my selenite lamp, but that's sometimes not enough when it's really dark. And then of course, the next thing I do is consult my magical almanac, link down in the description box if you're interested. And today is Thursday, October 5th. So the color of the day today is crimson, so I'll be wearing a red shirt today. The incense is nutmeg, which I do have a nutmeg incense, so I'm gonna go pull that out. And then the moon enters Cancer at 8:32 a.m. Right now it's in Gemini, but in about 30 minutes it's going to enter Cancer. For right now, I'm going to find my crimson pen for my journaling and get started while I wait on the coffee to brew. Sounds like the coffee's almost done brewing, but I wanted to go ahead and light my nutmeg incense. I got this incense from a shop on Etsy. The name escapes me right now, but I will link to it down in the description box. They are the other shop that I buy from besides Sacred Mists and Gia's Traditions that has like kind of hard to find incense. And this nutmeg smells so good. So there's like 3 different shops that I buy incense from. Eventually, I did buy a mortar and pestle not too long ago, and eventually I want to get around to making our own incense that we can burn on like charcoal. That's coming soon, because another thing I want to talk about today is getting back into my herbalism and my spirituality and my witchcraft practice. I need to do these things to fill up my soul, to give me my individuality, do the things that make me feel good and happy about myself. So I know this week I've been hyper focused on mental health and just like cleaning and basic tasks, because that's really what I needed to do at the time. And I still need to work on those things every day, and I still am. Like, that's still my focus. But also, I want to start making time for hobbies and fun things that also give me joy. I want to get back to myself because I feel like I've been lost for so long. I feel like I've truly been lost since February of this year. Like, I was starting to find myself. I was starting to do the things that I love and really find my identity. And once my ex-husband left, I lost myself, and I haven't ever come back fully to myself yet, but I'm coming back now. All right, the coffee's done. I've got my collagen in my cup. It smells delicious. It really smells like a pecan pie. I used to love pecan pie. Give it a stir. And now for the taste. That's delicious. I don't know if it tastes like pecan pie, but it tastes really good. I think this one's been bumped up to my second favorite. The bourbon pecan pie. Definitely give that one a try. It's really good. I can't really describe the flavor. It doesn't taste like pecan pie. It doesn't taste like bourbon, but it has a nice flavor. Such a cozy fall day to sit here and enjoy this coffee by candlelight and journal my thoughts. It's just very peaceful and lovely. I really value this time of my morning. Someone asked me to share my journaling process, but honestly, I just do stream of consciousness journaling. My only rule is that I have to fill up 2 pages front and back in a standard size notebook like this every morning. and I just write anything that I'm thinking about, anything that's on my mind, anything that's in my heart, how I feel, my plans, my hopes, my dreams. I might write, I'm going to the post office today, and then follow that by, I really miss my mom. I'll write about my exes. I'll write about my behavior and changes I'm making in my life. Just anything that I'm thinking about or that's in my mind and heart. Sometimes I'll write about really superficial stuff, about how I want to cut my hair. Sometimes I'll write really deep stuff about my BPD recovery, and I just write and just get all the thoughts out no matter what they are. It's kind of like if you're familiar with the daily practice by the Crappy Childhood Fairy, it is a way for me to get all those thoughts out of my head and onto paper so that it makes more room in my head for new thoughts for the rest of the day, if that makes sense. And it also really helps me with processing my emotions and understanding how I'm feeling and what really is going on in my mind, because sometimes I don't even realize it until I start writing. So I know that's not something that's going to work for everybody. You have to find like techniques and things that work for you, but for me, daily journaling is a necessity for my mental health. So anyway, I hope that gives you a little context. I'm gonna go do that now, and I will see you guys back here in a little while. I'm done with my journaling this morning, so it's time to set my goals for the day. So my first goal is going to be to edit and publish yesterday's vlog. That's my number one. I also have to pick up groceries from Walmart today, and I want to look into buying some Halloween decorations, or some fall/Halloween decorations. I want to start decorating the apartment. For my cleaning task today, I am going to clean the bedroom. I am going to do another chapter, next chapter in my BPD workbook. I'm going to work in my DBT workbook, which we're going to do another distress tolerance skill today. And finally, I am going to restart my herbalism course. I started Rosemary Gladstar's The Art and Science of Herbalism, I believe back in December or January. Because of what happened shortly after with my ex-husband, I never picked it back up. And it was something that I really enjoyed. It was something that I really wanted to do. I'm very passionate about herbalism. My mom was an amateur herbalist and she taught me everything she knew, but I really wanted to study it more in depth and become more adept at using herbs. So I started this course. It's one of the best courses out there, of course, taught by Rosemary Gladstar, who is my mentor and my idol. I didn't make it very far. I don't even think I completed the first unit before all the tragedy went down in my life. So now I finally feel like I'm ready to start filling my life up again. And I want to restart my course today, which I'm not exactly sure what that means. It's been so long since I've been in there. I just want to log in, see where I'm at, what I need to do, what my next steps are. I know I was working on my Materia Medica for herbs of the nervous system, so I got to go in there and see how much work I still have left to do on that. So basically today is just going to be kind of like a regrouping and planning kind of day, see where I'm at, where I need to go, what I need to do next. And I'm going to start working on that every single day. All right, y'all, outfit of the day. Color today is crimson, and I'm wearing a red, sort of crimson colored t-shirt and this oversized outer shirt that's green and red striped. I got this at a garage sale in Colorado. And I really like it, especially over a red shirt in fall. It does look kind of Christmassy, I get that, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't have a lot of clothes that fit me for fall right now. And then just some jeans and my Converse. Also, I'm wearing my little eye bracelet that a subscriber sent me a while ago. I like to wear it when color of the day is crimson or red. And as for my makeup, I did tinted moisturizer, a little bit of eyeshadow, mascara, and some homemade lip balm. It's a little bit more than I've been doing. I just wanted to kind of take care of myself a little bit more today and make myself feel a little bit better, I guess. We'll get back to full makeup eventually. Although I don't really think I'm gonna go back to foundation. I think I'm just gonna stick with the tinted sunscreen. I said tinted moisturizer, it's tinted sunscreen. Because I really like the way it makes my skin look, and I don't think I need that much foundation anymore. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that for a while at least, maybe through the winter. We'll see. We'll see. My skin starts looking like shit, I might change my mind. So I am at Walmart and it is rainy and I had to park pretty far away from the store. The store's over there, but you can't see it. and I'm gonna run in and look at some decorations before I head over and pick up my pickup order. I've got about 40 minutes. Let's see what we can find. All right, so I'm walking up to the store here. It's not raining too much. It's just like drizzling right now. So hopefully I won't get too wet. I'm gonna walk fast. Just gonna grab a basket because who knows how much I'm gonna end up buying. I definitely want to look for a wreath. Oh, they have like a spider web wreath, which is kind of cool, but I think I'm looking for more something like fall that I can leave up throughout the fall. Some creepy ass doll heads. I don't know, that could be a year-round decoration if I wanted to keep it really spooky. Here are like the fall wreaths and stuff that I was looking for. They're like $25, but they're really big. I think I like this one the best. It has like pumpkins and pine cones on it. I like to hang that in the living room. I really like that. They're playing Blinding Lights in the store right now, and this song reminds me so much of my ex. Used to listen to it all the time and tell him it reminded me of him. So that's fun. Memories. Black cat pillow. That's cute. I used to have one of those. Reminds me of Gibbons. Oh my god, y'all, look at this blanket. Harvest Velvet Plush Throw, and it's got fox and mushrooms on it. Oh my god, I love that so much. It's only $10. I want it. I found a black skull candle, y'all. Look at this. This is really cool. I think I probably wouldn't even like burn this if I bought it. I do like that. It really started raining on me on the way back, so my hair's all wet. But the only thing I bought was the skull candle, which is really, really cool. And I might either use this as just decor all year round, or I might burn this on Halloween if I do some kind of ritual or something. I might burn it, I don't know. But I really like it. I didn't end up buying the wreath because I decided that I wanted to try to make my own natural decor that would have just like more energy and intention behind it. I didn't just want to buy a bunch of fake leaves and stuff. I mean, I like that stuff. It looks really nice. But this year I want to try to put more intention into my decor and make some things myself, like go out in nature, find some pine cones and acorns and sticks and shit, and just make something that's meaningful to me. And that will also give me a project to do. So I think that's what I'm gonna do instead of buying a lot of decor this year. Okay, so now I'm gonna drive around and pick up my groceries. I battled the traffic in the Walmart parking lot to make it to pickup spot 4. I'm also enjoying the lovely view of the mountains over there. Let me turn my windshield wipers on. There, now you can see it. God, it's so beautiful. The mist from the mountain. I love today. It brings me so much happiness. I'm very grateful for the place where I live and the beauty that surrounds me. All right, y'all, groceries are in the back seat and I'm headed home. All right, I'm back from Walmart. I didn't get very much, but I'll show you what I got today. Of course, I got Coke Zeros. I had to make my order $35 or you have to pay like a $7 fee, so I just threw another thing of Coke Zero on there to get my balance up. I'm gonna drink them eventually anyway. I wanted some more of my pepperoni cheese sticks, but they didn't have them, so I got hard salami wrapped mozzarella sticks instead. These are really good. I like the pepperoni better than the salami, but they're both good as like a carnivore snack or even a meal if you're like super depressed and lazy and can't cook anything. You can just eat like 6 of these, you'll be good. I got some super high quality American cheese, Deli Deluxe. This is one of those foods that I just can't give up whenever I eat burger patties. I just have to have some of this melty American cheese on it. I know it's not the greatest food in the world, but you know, it only has 1 gram of carb per slice, or less than 1 gram of carbs per slice. And it's not that bad. It does have like some emulsifiers in it that are not the greatest ingredients, but you know, I have my vices. They're Coke Zero and American cheese. I also bought some of these Cracker Barrel Cracker Cuts, extra sharp cheddar cheese. I love these things because they're super easy just for a snack or to have with a meal. And I'm actually gonna have some of these today with my lunch/breakfast I'm about to eat. Leftover pot roast and cheese slices. I got myself a new Pyrex measuring cup because well actually I think this is Anchor Hawking, but still it's a glass a 1-cup measuring cup because I broke my other one. I got some hair elastics because I want to try cutting my own hair very soon, and I'm gonna do the ponytail method where you make the ponytail at the front of your head, and I don't have any just like elastics like this. At least if I do, I can't fucking find them. So I bought this. You have to buy this giant pack of hair elastics. I'll probably only ever use one of these, but I had to have that for the haircut. And yes, I will definitely vlog that when I do it. I'm kind of scared, but my hair needs to be cut and I don't want to go to a salon, so I'm going to do it myself. I also bought highlighters for my DBT and BPD workbooks. I found like yesterday that I really needed a highlighter to like highlight important things for myself. So bought a pack of highlighters, and then I also bought a pack of Post-it notes. I'm going to use these for reminders of my DBT skills. Specifically, I'm going to write rest on here, put it around the house so I can remember to practice my rest strategy when I'm feeling emotionally overwhelmed. Okay, and that was everything I got in my Walmart order plus the skull candle that I bought. So here is my first meal of the day. It is heated up leftover pot roast with butter and some Cracker Barrel cheese slices. And I'm also gonna put some of this Mediterranean sea salt on the roast because I love it. And this is why I love making a pot roast in the crock pot, because it feeds me for like 2 days. It gives me like 3 or 4 meals at least. And it's really easy to do. So it's a great idea, especially if you're on the carnivore diet or low carb diet even, and you live alone. Throw yourself a pot roast in the crock pot, man, it's worth it. Or even if you have a family, anybody, it's great. And I have been sticking to my goal of eating twice a day. I haven't been able to go beyond that, but I'm still eating at least 2 meals a day. I think in yesterday's vlog I only showed myself eating once, but I did eat some of those beef kielbasa for dinner afterwards. Also, I've been sticking to my goal of leaving the house at least once a day. In yesterday's vlog you didn't see me, but after I finished vlogging and feeding the dogs and getting all my evening stuff done, I went for a long drive and it was really nice. I didn't stop and get out anywhere. I just drove around in silence. I didn't even listen to music. Driving is another one of my coping mechanisms. It really soothes me because, you know, you can't like be in hysterics while you're driving. I mean, you can, but I don't know. I guess my self-preservation kicks in and I tend to do a lot better when I'm driving. I wasn't feeling emotionally overwhelmed or anything last night. I just felt like going for a drive. So anyway, I am going to eat my lunch and then go edit and publish yesterday's vlog, and I will see you guys back here in a few hours. Okay, time to cross some things off our list. So I have edited and published my vlog. I've picked up groceries. I've bought 1 fall decor and started decorating the apartment by putting it on the table. I was just disappointed by Walmart's selection, y'all. I'm sorry. First, I'm going to do my next chapter in my BPD workbook. This is the Borderline Personality Disorder Workbook. Will always be linked down below in the description box if you're interested in it, by Dr. Daniel Fox. I am working my way through this, and I'm now on chapter 5. This is the last chapter of the first section, which the first section is very exploratory, but once we get into the second section, that's where we're going to get into the first steps for growing beyond BPD, and I'm very excited for that, so that's for tomorrow. But today we're going to explore a little bit more with BPD symptoms. In this chapter, we're going to explore the symptoms associated with your BPD and identify those that are the most problematic for you. I think I already know which ones are most problematic for me, but sometimes I'm surprised by what I learn about myself in this workbook. We'll then examine the likelihood of you overcoming BPD. Oh, that's great. I would love to know the likelihood, and I hope it's high. This knowledge will expand your awareness of BPD and how it impacts you in your life, and it will hopefully encourage you to continue this journey of growth and self-discovery. So it looks like we're going to identify the intensity of BPD symptoms, and there's a symptom expression rating form that I'm going to complete here. And then primary symptoms. It looks like there's a lot to do here, y'all. So I am going to work through this chapter, and then I will let you know what information I can share with you that I think might be helpful for you and for me. And then the very last section is prognosis. Will I get better or worse? Oh my God. Okay, I've done the symptom expression rating form, and I found out what my primary symptoms are for my BPD at this time, and I have to say it's rather embarrassing, but I was completely honest as I felt I could possibly be. I searched deep inside myself and tried to be truly honest with myself about my behavior. So I'm going to show you what I have determined using these exercises, what my primary symptoms are. And basically any of these that I rated myself a 7 or above are considered primary symptoms. So highly reactive, quick to intimacy, tend to have intense relationships, lack empathy, take advantage of others for own gain, unsure of who I am, impulsive, feel abandoned, and easily excited and display emotions as they occur. And one more, engage in self-harm behavior, threats, or gestures. So those are my primary symptoms of my BPD. And these are the things that I am going to be focusing on going forward. There's no point in me focusing on the other ones because they're not really impacting my life, or I don't experience them very frequently, if at all. So now there's some self-reflection exercises that I'm going to do to sort of reflect on those symptoms. And then when we get to the prognosis part, I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'm also happy I now have my handy dandy highlighter so I can highlight things that I find important. So after I did the self-reflection exercises, I found this part that I wanted to share with you. It says, avoid the tendency to self-attack. It's not uncommon to feel like you marked the most symptoms ever in the history of the world. Yeah, I feel like I had a lot of symptoms circled. But it says, this judgment is a form of self-attack that most people with BPD engage in, but it's false. Remember, don't use these symptoms to judge yourself. Choose instead to tell yourself that these are just your BPD symptoms and remind yourself that you're using this knowledge to do it differently in the future. And then he listed like an example, this example case he's been going over, and he said, I listed Betty's responses so that you'd see that other people circled lots of symptoms on this form too. Even if you circled more symptoms than Betty, it doesn't mean you're hopeless or a lost cause. As you move through this workbook, you'll learn to counter such false beliefs and reduce your symptoms and replace them with accurate assessments of who you are as you grow beyond your BPD and develop adaptive and healthy response patterns. So I just thought that was kind of a hopeful message because I was really feeling like as I was going through this, like, oh my God, I am a piece of shit, garbage human being. Look at me. But that's just my tendency to like self-flagellate and to harm myself even more. So I have to stop doing that. I'm going to choose instead to tell myself that these are just my BPD symptoms and remind myself that I'm using this knowledge to do it differently in the future. And I am going to learn to grow beyond my BPD and develop adaptive and healthy response patterns in the future. And I'm going to highlight this so that I can read it over and over again when I start to feel bad about the things that I've done. And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel guilt about things that you've done to hurt people, or you shouldn't feel shame about that, but you have to forgive yourself, and that's what I'm starting to understand, and that's hard because I'm not there. I don't forgive myself yet. I don't forgive myself for the things I've done to people who have loved me and who I have loved, and I use that to like beat myself up all the time. I just beat myself with it. That's not going to help me get better. So I have to learn to forgive myself, but I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. So I'm going to read this over and over to myself until I fucking believe it. So in the prognosis section, will I get better or worse? The exercise is basically circle the prognosis you'd give yourself today regarding your BPD. Well, I said good because I am absolutely determined to overcome this. I want to be better. I want to have healthy relationships. I want to be a good person. I want to treat other people well. I want to recover from my BPD, and it can be done. Let me read you what this says. The workbook says many people don't know that folks who have BPD tend to seek treatment. Research shows that 88% of individuals with BPD stay in treatment and the recovery is possible. Research has shown that people diagnosed with BPD tend to improve over time. A study found that 50% of individuals with BPD recovered, defined as a remission of symptoms and having good cognitive, emotional, social, and vocational functioning. So please take heart, BPD is not like a tattoo you're stuck with for the rest of your life, but something you can control and grow beyond by building your awareness and using the right tools. So take heart and have hope. You can do it. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's hard. It's fucking hard. But if you're struggling with this, you can overcome it. BPD is the personality disorder with the absolute best prognosis. You can actually fully recover from it so that you don't even meet the criteria for the disorder anymore. But it takes lots and lots and lots of hard work. You have to dedicate yourself to it, which is what I am doing. So I'm going to finish my little end of chapter exercises here. And then tomorrow we're going to be moving on to the first steps for growing beyond a BPD, and I'm so excited to get into that. Okay, time to check off, do next chapter in BPD workbook. And now we're going to start working in the DBT workbook for today. I got myself some sticky notes today because I wanted to write down rest on a sticky note and put it around my house so I could remember to relax, evaluate, set an intention, and take action. That is the strategy I'm going to use when I feel emotionally overwhelmed before I react impulsively, or at least I'm going to try to. I know I probably won't be perfect at first. It takes a lot of practice. But I did get to practice it last night because somebody left me a really mean, hateful, like just nasty comment. And my reaction was to react impulsively immediately and just reply with "fuck off." But I thought to myself, no, stop, that's an impulsive thing to do. Don't do that. That's just going to make things worse and make you look like an asshole. Don't do that. So I stopped myself, I froze, and I know this seems like a minuscule thing, but it was a big thing for me. I asked myself, like, to evaluate the situation, does that person's opinion matter to me? Not really. Does it have any impact on my life whatsoever? No. So I set an intention, and my intention was to block that person. And then I took action and I blocked them from my channel and promptly forgot that they existed until right now. So that was just an example of how I used it in a very small way. That was much easier to catch myself. It's not like I was in an argument with a human being right in front of my face and my emotions are all over the place. So, you know, small steps, but at least I used it once. And I'm going to keep finding more applications for it as well. So I'm going to write on my sticky note, R-E-S-T, rest, Cindy. Relax, evaluate, set intention, and take action. And I'm going to stick this on the wall. I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk. Oh, by the way, that's where I put my little skull on my desk beside my incense burner. I thought it looked good there by my little cauldron and my raven. So I'm just going to put this on my wall up here where I can see it all the time when I'm sitting here. Or anytime I'm in my living room, I can see it there. And I'm going to write some more of these. I'll probably put one in my bedroom, maybe in the kitchen, anywhere I think I might be, like pacing around when I'm upset or something, so that I can just see these and remind myself, and also just to see it throughout the day and remind myself to practice this strategy. The next chapter, or the next section, I guess, I'm not really going by chapters in the DBT workbook because the chapters are really long, so I'm just kind of going by section, so I can do one step each day. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to my channel, this is the Dialectical Behavior Therapy Skills Workbook. It will be linked down below in the description box that I am working through to learn distress tolerance and emotional regulation, interpersonal effectiveness, and mindfulness. So the next section is radical acceptance. Increasing your ability to tolerate distress starts with a change in your attitude. You're going to need something called a radical acceptance. This is a new way of looking at your life. Okay, y'all, this is some good shit, all right? I've been reading this. I gotta share this with you. First of all, criticizing yourself or others all the time or being overly judgmental of a situation is like wearing dark sunglasses indoors. By doing this, you're missing the details and not seeing everything as it really is. By getting angry and thinking that a situation should never have happened, you're missing the point that it did happen and that you have to deal with it. Now that last part is something that I need to hear because I tend to go over and over in my mind like, how could I have done this? This never should have happened. I never should have done this. I never should have behaved this way. But I'm going to have to start accepting that I did behave that way, and now I have to accept the consequences of my actions and deal with it. It says being overly critical about a situation prevents you from taking steps to change that situation. You can't change the past, and if you spend your time fighting the past, wishfully thinking that your anger will change the outcome of an event that has already happened, you'll become paralyzed and helpless. Then nothing will improve. Being overly judgmental of a situation or overly critical of yourself or others often leads to more pain, missed details, and paralysis. Obviously, getting angry, upset, or critical doesn't improve a situation, so what can you do? The other option which radical acceptance suggests, is to acknowledge your present situation, whatever it is, without judging the events or criticizing yourself. This is so hard for me to do because I just want to just beat myself up over everything I've done, and it's really hard for me to look at things objectively because of that. It says, instead, try to recognize that your present situation exists because of a long chain of events that began far in the past. For example, some time ago, you or someone else thought you needed help for the emotional pain you were experiencing. So a few days later, you went to the bookstore and bought this book, or went online and bought this book. Then today, you thought about reading this chapter, and eventually you sat down and opened the book and began reading. Now you are up to the words you see here. Denying this chain of events does nothing to change what has already happened. Trying to fight this moment or say that it shouldn't be like this only leads to more suffering for you. Radical acceptance means looking at yourself and the situation and seeing it as it really is. So the next helpful thing that I found is it says to help you begin using radical acceptance, it's often helpful to use coping statements to remind yourself. Below are a few examples. Okay, so some of the statements include, this is the way it has to be, all the events have led up to now, I can't change what's already happened, it's no use fighting the past only blinds me to my present, etc. So you can see these statements here. This is like reframing the way that I look at situations and events, and I'm thinking about this in the context of the most recent terrible thing that happened to me where my relationship ended, and how I need to like radically accept that instead of beating myself up and criticizing myself for it. I need to accept. That doesn't mean I agree with what I did, but I need to accept it. All right, I finished the little exercise that they had for you to do, which is basically just think about the unpleasant events that happened in your life and practice radical acceptance about them, which is kind of hard. This is something that I'm gonna have to keep practicing and keep thinking about and keep in my mind. I'm gonna have to reread this a couple of times and just like really ponder it and journal on it probably. So that's gonna be my DBT work for today. I'm still practicing my rest strategy, gonna practice radical acceptance. So now we can check off work in DBT workbook. And all I have left to do now is clean the bedroom and restart my herbalism course. Yay! Okay, y'all, I am really embarrassed about my bedroom. It is pretty disgusting. There's crap everywhere, all over the floor. It's just bad. It's just really bad. And it's time to clean it up. I don't want to. Morty's ready to help me though, aren't you, Mort? Are you ready to clean the bedroom? He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna lay here in bed. My sweet little boy. Yes, and my bells. Oh, my little babies. Okay, so the moment of truth is here. I've been dreading this all day, but I need to get it done. I'm working on keeping my word to other people and to myself. And I gave myself my word I was gonna clean up the bedroom today, so I'm keeping the promise. I am just gonna start by picking up all the clothes and trash. Now that I've got all the clothes and trash picked up, I'm just gonna pick up any random bullshit that's just laying around, not where it's supposed to be, and put that away. And the last thing I'm gonna do is make the bed before I dust and vacuum and everything. So it's actually not that bad. It's not taking me as long as I thought it would. It just looked bad because it was mostly dirty clothes everywhere. All right, everything's been put away. All the trash and clothes are put up. The only thing I have to do now is make the bed. I've been sleeping on pillows with no pillowcases. That is how my life has been going. All right, I haven't even put my pillowcases on my pillows, y'all. It's not been a great week for me, you know. I washed my bedding like, I don't know, last week sometime. I think like last Tuesday. Not like 2 days ago, like last week. And I just never finished making the bed. I don't know. I just threw everything on the floor. I don't know what to say. What is going on with this pillow? Damn. Okay, that took me so long that I think the camera died while I was in the middle of making the bed, but it's done. Oh man, now we are looking like so much better in here, y'all. Everything's picked up and cleaned up. The only thing I still have to do is I'm gonna clean my mirror. I'm going to dust and vacuum. Oh, and you might have noticed that I put a top sheet on the bed and I didn't used to sleep with the top sheet. And that is because I started sleeping with one again because my ex-boyfriend liked it. And then I kind of got used to it again. So, I don't know. I'm back to having a top sheet. I don't know how long that'll last. I'll probably get tired of being tangled up in it soon and take it off again. Wow, that is gross. That is like brown. What the hell? I've never cleaned this mirror once since I got it from those old ladies. Like, I've never once. It looks like somebody might have smoked in the house that it was in or something. It's just like covered in this brown film. Wow, that's way nicer. Look at that. The bedroom is completely clean and Morty is a happy boy. And so am I. Well, I'm a happy girl. Everything is clean. Everything looks nice, feels nice. I think I'm actually going to sleep a lot better tonight knowing that this is clean. So far I've tackled the kitchen, dining room, living room, hallway and laundry area, hall bathroom, and bedroom. The only rooms I have left are my bathroom and the office. Now, the office has needed work since we moved in. I have never organized it or fixed it up or anything. It's just where I throw all my junk that I don't have anything else to do with. That might be a project for next week or another time. I'm not feeling like tackling it. I just kind of closed the door on that room. But tomorrow I am going to clean my bathroom, and then I feel like the apartment is pretty much clean and I just forget about the office and pretend that doesn't exist for now. And now we can check off clean the bedroom. I only have one more thing to do, and that's to restart my herbalism course. But unfortunately, you're not gonna get to see me check that one off because it's almost 5 p.m. and I'm about to feed the dogs and have dinner for myself. I think I'm gonna make some hamburger patties or maybe sausages in the air fryer. I don't know. I'm gonna eat something tonight. But I wanted to save restarting my herbalism class as my activity that I do tonight instead of drinking. In case you've been wondering, no, I have not been drinking at night, and I have been finding other things to do. Mostly taking bubble baths, practicing coping skills, and watching YouTube videos, and then taking Unisom to go to bed early. May not be the greatest thing in the world, but at least I'm not drunk every day. But tonight, I want to really go check out my herbalism class, see where I'm at, what I need to do, what my next steps are, and kind of plan out my projects for the coming week. It's going to give me something to do that's productive, something that makes me happy, something that distracts me, and brings a little bit of happiness to my life right now when I'm going through a very sad time. So obviously I'm still sad, but I've had a really good day today. I haven't had any breakdowns. I've kept myself busy. I got all my goals accomplished again, and I'm just feeling really good about the progress that I'm making. It's small. Every day it's just a tiny amount of progress, but it adds up over time, and I'm just gonna keep going. And I encourage you to do the same. The only thing that sucked about today was that my shopping haul was a little bit disappointing. I only bought one thing, but I want to go check out TJ Maxx maybe next week sometime and see what kind of fall stuff they have that we can decorate with, but I will let you know. Thank you so much for watching again. I really truly appreciate each and every one of you joining me for my recovery and just to watch my Vlogtober vlogs. I love you. Thank you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.